Morning, Scribe.
Good morning, Patty. How the devil are you?
Good.
I am pleased. What have you got for me today?
I want to talk to you about your new magazine.
Oh, right, yes. The Taken to the Edge one.
Exactly.
Different concept. I've always been a fan of mainly the cover art of the 40s, 50s pulp magazines, the detective, adventure, those type of things, these magazines that were out there. Because they always had lurid covers that promised untold, dangers and desires inside. And I've no idea whether the actual contents matched the cover, but I was always drawn to the style of art of the covers. I've always liked them. And I used to follow a group on Facebook whose name escapes me for a second, and I'm sorry, guys, but where these are all aficionados of that genre, that field of cover art and magazine art, all far more knowledgeable than I am. And they seem to have vast collections of these things. I used to love just browsing the pictures, thinking, yes, that's different. That's different. I like that. And then, of course, I looked at stories that I had lying around. I thought, what have I got? Things that I'd written for other people, things I'd created just on a whim, just for whatever reason. And 5 of them, fortunately, were all on a very, very similar theme, which was this forced fantasy theme. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, we've just done an audio on that, Patty, about the consensual non-consent forced fantasy, stranger rape play type thing. So I thought, well, that's very fitting. That's almost prophetic, because I have these stories. And there are 5 of them that are loosely linked, but the theme is, the undercurrent is very similar. Mm-hmm. So I thought, okay, let's put them into a short story collection. Then I started thinking, well, I want something different. Let's go with a cover of the style of these 1950s magazines. So I spoke to a lovely lady on Twitter, young Sarah, and she said, I'll have a go. I'll have a go at these things. And I told her what I was looking for. I said, this is the image in my head. And it didn't scare her. She, said, yeah, okay, I can see that. And I left her to it. In the meantime, I tidied up these stories, because they'd just been written quite haphazard. They weren't really laid out in any format, or they were all in various fonts and type sizes and all sorts of things, on various formats, from Notepad to a Word doc. So I put them all together. And lo and behold, Sarah came up with the cover that was absolutely what I saw in my mind. It was excuse me, Patty, did I choke there? Choked on my own words. Poor Scribe.
Don't tell me on the recording.
Now that would be something. I wonder if that would go viral. Could we go viral if I croaked on a live broadcast like this?
If you make enough dying noises, yes.
Oh, I'm sure I could be theatrical enough to do that. But so I thought, okay, she came up with this cover. It was ideal. It was absolutely perfect. So I thought, well, okay, we've based this on a magazine format. Let's turn it into a magazine. Can I write 5 short stories a month of various styles and themes to continue this thing? So I sat and thought about it, did the logistics. Thought, well, yes, I can.
So the new stories, the
They
new
will be
magazines will be new.
brand spanking new stories,
Yeah.
Patty. Never been raced or rallied. Not even one careful owner. They have yet to be born.
Mm.
So I have no idea what will be in them. I have a theme for the next one, which will be a supernatural, paranormal type theme. I've got an idea for that. And I've got some ideas of basic storylines, but what's going to be in them, I have no idea. So we looked at the concept and thought, right, okay. And I spoke to Sarah and I said, could you recreate me one of these a month? Could you make me a cover once a month under different themes? And she got quite excited because she's a fan of the art as well. You know, she already had some cover ideas that she said, I'd love to do these. I would love to do so I said, okay, well, we'll find a theme that fits within that cover and away you go.
I have to say you have a lucky hand with women. You always seem to find the ones that have...
I am truly blessed. I am truly blessed. I am one lucky scribe. You know, I have these ladies that are willing to give their help. At great expense to themselves and at no cost to me. I have the lovely ladies at Orchard Book Club that always shout lots about my books. I've got you, of course, that is helping me with the audio, which is absolutely brilliant. And now, you know, Team Scribe has been increased by one with the introduction of Sarah to come in and do the covers. So, folks, when I start joking about slaves...
Hey! just a moment.
Oh, sorry, hadn't you read the small print?
I should have.
Yes, you should have.
Damn it.
So, you know, all I need now is a full-time coffee slave and old Scribe is happy.
I'm sure you'll find one.
Yeah, we just need to recruit properly. So yes, you know, the team all works well together. I mean, Orchard aren't tied to me, of course. I must point that out to anybody that's listening. But they certainly help. They have been a great big help to me as an author over the last 2 years with their, you know, their willingness to say, yeah, you know, give us what you've got. We'll put it into some coherent format and shout about your books. So any new authors, anybody listening to this that is thinking of, you know, writing a book and starting themselves off, you would do a lot worse than letting Orchard shout about it for you. Obviously, yourselves, your wizardessness at the audio, it's been brilliant. And, you know, Team Scribe has come together and, you know, we're looking at new things all the time, as you're aware. With this magazine format, I know it can work. I think it will be well received. We can keep the stories fresh because they are written for each edition. I've thought briefly about we will have a reader's edition where they can write in and tell me, you know, through Twitter, tell me of particular subjects they like, and I will store them all up, and the top 5 get out in their own edition, you know, a reader's special, a reader's exclusive, whatever we want to call it. I'm sure Sarah will come up with some brilliant cover that has it splashed all over, you know, reader's special, blah, blah, blah. And away we go. So every month, at the start of the month, I am going to be aiming at the first of each month. We're going to look to get them out there. And let's see how it goes. You know, it's a cheap and cheerful, fun format. That's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to have a little bit of the element of the 50s trash mags and, you know, the Pulp Fiction type thing. I like that. what we do and what we write about shouldn't be taken seriously, even though some of the subjects are very dark and very edgy, as in this particular one. You know, there are a couple of stories in this edition.
Yeah, I read them.
They are very edgy. You know,
yes, they are.
Some have a twist in them, some don't. Some are just edgy. But people must bear in mind that they were actually requested by ladies, and in one particular case, one of the hardest stories in there, the darkest, edgiest story in there, was actually returned as not being strong enough the first time I wrote it out. Can you just make it a little bit darker? Okay.
Which one was that?
That's the very first one. Gemma. The debt collector.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, that came back as not being strong enough first time. So I made it a little darker and she was happy. I tried to mix it up with, you know, slightly different formats. And hopefully people will enjoy them. The feedback has already been brilliant. People that have bought it and read it, they have liked them because they are short, sharp, punchy stories. There is no space for vast character development, so I've got to try and cram in as much as I can within a short story format. And obviously keep them of the nature that people want to see. So lots of naughty bits, not too much padding, and away we go.
Yeah, I like the concept. Usually you pick up a romance book or erotica and you have to read through all the pages and you skip a few and think, where do the naughty parts come? But,
yeah. I, you know, hands up here, Patty. I've been guilty of that myself. But that's only because the story has needed to be told, or I wanted to tell the story at a certain point. With these, of course, it is just, let's get down and dirty, people. There's the subject matter, it's all over the cover. Let's go straight in.
So a read quickie.
Oh, yes. You know, they are you're in from the moment each story starts. You know where it's going, and it's going dark, and it's getting darker as you go down the page. That's what I want. You know, I want people to be able to read this and think, oh, okay, yes, I see exactly what they're on about now. And we shall try and recreate that for every edition that comes out. Obviously, the next one's going to be January now, because this effectively was December the 1st. It was due out. However, circumstances are that it became available before that because of the publishing format. So there we go. It's out, people. Tomorrow's 1st of December, so you've had it early. Aren't you lucky people? What day are we today? Are we Saturday or Sunday, Patty? You know, I've lost all track. What day are we today?
Sunday.
We are Sunday today.
Yes.
Are we? No, we're not. We're Saturday. We're Saturday. No. You crazy person. You're the same as me. It is Saturday. Saturday the 29th.
Oh. Okay.
You know, I just had to stop and look at my phone. And it's written on the front. Saturday 29th.
Oh, that's nice. I have one day more weekend.
Yeah, we've just gained a day. So it's not tomorrow, people. It's the day after. So you've had it 2 days earlier. You're even luckier. I am spoiling. Excuse me. I am spoiling you. So next one will be 1st of January, and I hope they look forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be a supernatural, paranormal type of spooky, creepy, witchy, monstery thing. So
ghosts, monsters, ghouls, vampires, whatever.
Yes, we've got a format of 5. Let me just consult my very extensive diary. We're going to have ghosts, demons, a little bit of devil worship. Ooh. How she worships the devil, you will have to wait and find out. I've actually written here wolfies.
Wolfies?
Wolfies. Now, I think that's supposed to be werewolves. But
I hope so.
I've just written wolfies. So
you're not going into bestiality.
No. Good. And we're certainly not going to have cute and cuddly things. And witches is the other subject. Oh. So we've got ghosts, demons, the devil, wolves, and witches. So
sounds good to me.
I hope people enjoy those. I've already got the premise for each of the stories. I've got a story for each one already starting to churn away in some deviant little department in my brain. And we shall see what we can dig up for your delectation, people. So I hope they enjoy this format. I hope they enjoy the short, sharp approach to these things. And we're going to keep the magazine star going. Sarah's going to keep firing out these brilliant covers. I hopefully will keep churning out some stories that people find interesting and titillating, of course. It's nice if after one of these things is published and I can look at the comments that come back and it has a high wriggle factor, then, my work is done. And so we shall look to do that. I've no idea what February's is going to be yet, but there's been one or two things thrown around, bandied about, but we shall see. If we can get 5 decent stories out of it, then we'll pick a decent subject, and there we go. But it's here to stay, folks. It's not going to go away. I like the idea of these things coming out monthly. It means you're not waiting to read anything for too long. We're going to do lots of shouting about it. We'll do lots of little teases, because I like teasing. We will do, cover reveals. Once Sarah's got a cover that she's happy with and we're happy with, then we'll do cover reveals. So people will have an inkling as it's approaching the end of the month of what delights are in store for them on the first of the following month. And I hope they support it. I hope they go in and buy it and enjoy it and leave us some positive feedback. Leave us any feedback. Once again, people, I've said it before, we authors thrive on reviews and comments and feedback. You telling us we like your work or telling us we don't like your work, because it helps us evolve as writers. It helps us change our styles if necessary.
The same goes for audio wizards.
Yes, tell Patty that you like what she does and you're happy with the format. We are very, relaxed. We don't do the formal interview style, because that isn't our style at all, is it, Patty? So
no.
People get the errors, they get the mistakes, they get the bits in between, but
they're almost dying on recording.
Yeah, that's right. And so, folks, you nearly had a first there, a dying scribe. It's a little dramatic, really, isn't it? It was a cough. I've always said I like the theatre of this life, but I think that's a little theatrical even for me.
You're an author. You're supposed to be over the top and...
Of course I am. Yet I'm such a meek and mild person in real life. People would never equate that the scribe is who I am. Did that sound sincere?
No.
It wasn't really, was it? It didn't really hold any weight at all, did it? Oh well. I shall keep trying to convince people that I'm just a meek and mild, normal person, but I know I'm going to fail miserably because I'm not, and I hope never to be. But sometimes it's useful if you can pretend. So I hope people do enjoy what we're doing, Patty, and I hope they enjoy the magazine. I hope they enjoy future works. I hope they follow them closely and tell us what they think. And I hope they enjoy these. Tell us what they think. And I look forward to talking to you again when we're ready for the next edition to tell people all about our ghosties and wolfies and witcheries and little devillings that we... I'm going to do a cute... I'm going to scare people. I'm going to frighten people. I'm going to do a cutely fluffy version.
No.
So on the cover, Sarah's going to do me a cover that's, it's got words like extreme and... cringeworthy and, banned by the UN, things like that, all over it. So people say, oh my God, Scribe has gone. Scribe has really gone dark this time. He is broken. He has broken all taboos.
Cuddling puppies.
Yes. Inside, they go to see, the title will be, like, Rampant Werewolf or something. And it'll be about a little puppy. And then we're going to do one with, let's think of something else bizarre. We'll do, Frankenstein ravishes bride, something like, and it won't be. It'll be something about a cute little page boy and his journey up the aisle. I don't know, I'll just do something.
Maybe the April version.
Yes, April, that would be brilliant. We're just giving the game away. You're going to have to edit all this out, Patty, because we can't, because that would be a brilliant April the first version. I actually write comedy instead of naughtiness or anything else.
Oh, I don't want to see the reviews.
A comedic version of, but I could still make it naughty, but it would be, like imagining Jerry Lewis having sex. or Tom and, a hardcore Tom and Jerry just won't work. Should we not do that?
No. But maybe normal sex. Like most 20-year married couples have it.
Yeah, we could do Arthur and Enid. After their cups of tea, and they put their teeth in the glasses by the side of the bed.
Oh.
They roll over and...
No, stop.
No, okay, shall I stop there?
Yes, please.
Okay. No, we'll just carry on as normal. We'll find deviant themes and deviant subjects, and it just means I can lose myself in naughtiness for a few hours a day, and get these things down on paper and into the magazine, and away we go. So edit all those bits out, Patty, because we'll have people complaining. I can see it now. So you're not taking me seriously, Scribe. What did you do?
I already know.
And your point is...
No. Everything stays in.
And I had a request.
Mm-hmm.
I had a request earlier on Twitter for somebody for me to say a series of words for somebody.
Okay.
They have said that every time I say these words, they get a little wriggle.
Oh.
So she knows who she is because she asked me, and she's asked me to say "good girl" several times, and I think I've managed to do that. She's asked me to say "baby girl," so now she's heard that. And she also asked me to growl, but I don't do those to order, I'm afraid. You would either have to be on the receiving end of them, in which case they're good growls, or have annoyed me, in which case they're bad growls. So I'm sorry about that, but at least you got your words. And I think we'll call that a day here, shall we, Patty? Before I do start growling, or... But she'll know. So I shall say goodbye to you again. Farewell. And I look forward to some more very unprofessional recording next time we speak.
Yes. I can't.
So I shall say bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.